Can't do this at a club.
The world is in isolation mode. Everyone is stuck in their homes and bored out of their minds. It's a hard time for all of us, especially for those in the nightlife industry. I'm on a mission to explore a new way of partying that comes out of sheer innovation and necessity.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm a life coach and I'm an artist. So I used to go out a lot. I love going to festivals and concerts and clubs. But since the pandemic, all of that's been closed and I haven't really been able to party. So I'm really curious and I want to know a lot about virtual partying. So I'm in Jakarta right now and there's this 3-day virtual event called Phuturescapes based in Singapore where everyone in the world is invited, no matter where you are, and it starts tomorrow. The first event is for people in the US, so it's a little bit early for me to party, but I'm still gonna check it out. I didn't wake up that much long ago, but I'm in the party now, in the online party. It's pretty cool. It's really interesting. This is more than I expected. Like they hired like dancers and stuff too to kind of like get that party vibe, just like in clubs and stuff. Oh, and then some random guy, I don't know who, but like privately messaged me being like, "Hey hottie," and that again also reminds me of like if you're just passing in a club and some random guy just like kind of like like grazes your shoulder and is like, hey hottie. Okay, so I just got a poll. Be honest, never have I ever lost my mobile phone while partying? Yes, I definitely have. Lost my friend while partying? Yes, I definitely have. And kissed a stranger after rounds of shots? Yes, of course. All right, submit. Oh man, this makes me really miss like actual festivals and clubs. So impressions, I was pleasantly surprised. If I wasn't the host for this show, I don't know, even with the pandemic and even with COVID, I would have really like tried something like this. But when I got in here, I was surprised by how like hyped up everyone was and how hyped up like many of other people's Zoom screens were. Yeah, and there were a lot of other people who were like into it, and also other people were dressed up. I was definitely obviously not dressed up for this, but I kind of wished I was a little bit.
Now, I'm gonna interview some people in the industry so I can get a better understanding of the situation and this virtual party phenomenon. Let's hear it.
We have a few questions here for you because we'd love to get your opinion and your thoughts about how the pandemic has affected you.
I was just concerned about the situation, right? The global situation that we're all going through. I was just thinking like, how are they gonna still have shows? And honestly, I was pretty clueless on what they could come up with.
Do you think other people should also adapt to ISO partying, ISO events?
100%. One of my roles in production, working in front of the camera, required me to not be able to work from home. But then also when I started hearing from companies that they're taking the initiative to start hosting virtual events, I was so happy. Like I was just so enthusiastic. I was so hopeful. I love that our industry found ways to adapt because it just motivates the rest of us in this industry to do something about it, take matters into our own hands and just use our resources like Zoom and start to create again.
So what do you think is better about ISO partying than normal partying?
One thing that I've always respected big events and festivals for is their ability to bring in the most unimaginable and unthinkable names and acts in the same place, in the same show, in the same lineup, right? Look at Coachella, look at all these big festivals that people buy tickets for like months ahead. And now imagine being able to do that without the logistical part.
Do you think there's anything that this type of entertainment lacks in though?
At shows and you look to the person next to you and you see them having a good time, you're just like, you can't not have a great time.
Yeah, totally. Like what I really miss is like singing the same lyrics with somebody next to me, right? When you're like screaming something together and it's just like, Yeah, that connection is definitely what I feel like is missing.
Certain kind of energy that you feel, that you kind of embody when you're on stage and performing live and all these people are in front of you.
Is there anything else that you think is like an upside because of this pandemic that you think is like a silver lining?
So yeah, you probably have never experienced Mambo. If you've ever been to a Mambo night, it's insane.
Wait, is that a like traditional Singaporean thing?
It's like synchronized dancing with like a couple hundreds people. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know who came out with the move. Yeah, someone just did and everyone just followed the move and they synchronized it for the past like 20 years.
That's so cool that we can have this uniquely Singaporean experience online.
Well, I would just like to say that, it is kind of a strange time for all of us, regardless of where we are in the world right now. And I just want to say that whoever is watching this, it is one of those times where all of our human experiences are aligned. So let's keep our spirits up.
So I just got off the most recent interview and yeah, I'm like really curious and excited about this next party. But this time, I think I'm gonna invite a friend over and then we're gonna make this room like party mood lighting so that it really gets us into the vibe of this last Phuturescapes event. Okay, let's do this.
Wow, there's so many people. I like what she's doing.
I know, right? And then let's see. Oh, we're spotlighted. So now everyone can see us right now. Like we're like the main one. Okay, so the event just ended and I'm actually out of breath. And I actually had like the most fun that I've had in a while. And having my friend over, that gave me that other person to dance with kind of vibe, that other person energy. But nothing beats seeing it live. So I think it would just be better if, as soon as quarantine ends, I go to Singapore and experience it for myself.